Welcome to the City of Florissant podcast, where we talk anything and everything related to the beautiful City of Florissant.
Hi, I'm Mayor Tim Lowery, and welcome to another edition of the Mayor's Podcast Show. With me today is Lorenzo Boyd, who is the Managing Director for Public Finance and Investment Banking with Stifel. The City of Florissant will have Proposition A on the ballot on Tuesday, August the 2nd. It's a 20-year general obligation bond issue for aquatic recreational projects. It will require a 4/7 majority to pass. This is very similar to what we had on the ballot in April, where in that election we got about 53%, and we came up about 169 votes short. So myself and the City Council felt like this would be a good time to put it back on the ballot and see if we can't get that 4/7 to pass. And Lorenzo, why don't you try and talk about the bonds and how they work and what it's going to cost our residents of the City of Florissant?
Thanks for having me, Mayor Lowery. General obligation bonds, they are general obligations of the city. They're issued by the city, and as you mentioned, Mayor, they're a 20-year financing. And through general obligation bonds, they're an ad valorem tax on the property tax owners in the City of Florissant, both commercial and residential. If you have any agricultural, be agriculture as well. But basically, the homeowners and the commercial property tax owners. And it's a new property tax that will be levied against all the homeowners and commercial property owners in the City of Florissant.
So an average household, let's say if a house is about $150,000, what will that cost per month per household?
Okay, so for a house that's $150,000 in the City of Florissant, so basically with a general obligation bond, you're going to levy this tax each year, and we're estimating that it's going to cost about 12 cents in terms of the levy that the City of Florissant will put on for each property tax owner and commercial property owner. So with a $150,000 home, it will cost a homeowner approximately $34.20 a year. That comes out to $2.85 a month.
So $2.85 a month is what it's going to cost average homeowner of a house of $150,000.
Exactly right.
And this is a $10 million bond issue, correct?
Exactly right. $10 million, and it will be a 20-year financing, as you mentioned. So the bonds will be structured as such where the city will pay off principal amount each year over the course of 20 years, and you will have the opportunity, if it passes, you will have the opportunity to refinance those bonds at a later date for interest rate savings, but you'll amortize or pay off principal each year until the full $10 million is paid off over year 20.
Gotcha. And so I know that the City Council has had a committee that's been together for quite a while now looking at this aquatic projects. And I know that they want to put the aquatic center back at Coke Park, another pool with a competition area at Bangert, and certainly the Egan Center pool is very operational. However, it does need some work on it, and so they want to make sure that there's some money available for that. And talking to the pool companies, we believe that all three of these things will be able to be accomplished with this $10 million. So that's the good news. The bad news is if it doesn't pass this time, in a couple of years, Bangor Pool is going to have to be closed. It's run its day. It's really aged out. We've been putting Band-Aids on that pool for years. So then that will leave the city without any outdoor facilities except for the splash pad at Coke Park. And that's why it is important to pass. And it just seems reasonable in the amount of money that's going to cost our individual homeowners.
And I think you're hitting the market probably at one of the more optimal times. If you know about interest rates, you know over the past 10 to 12 years, interest rates have been at their all-time historic lows. But if you recall, the Fed did raise interest rates in March and April. They're a little bit on a hiatus right now, and they're expected to raise interest rates probably 3 to 5 times before the end of the year. So interest rates are not as what they were probably 2 years ago, but they're still at historic low levels. But they're anticipating interest rates to rise with the 3 to 5 rate hikes possibly by the end of the year. So if this passes, then you'll be in a perfect opportunity to probably hit the market still at those very low rates.
So timing is really everything on this. Obviously, we know that we need the aquatic centers in the city, and this is our avenue to pay for it. And right now is a great time to hit the market with these bonds.
Exactly right. And as you know, not only are interest rates anticipated to go up with inflation, but actually labor costs are anticipated to go up as well. I have several clients that have projects that they looked at last year, and now this year they're 30% more in labor costs or material costs. So this is a great time. If it passes in August, we'll be prepared to actually hit the ground running and potentially issue the bonds before the fall.
Very good. And then, of course, once that happens, I think the first goal would be is to start building the aquatic center at Coke. And once the swimming season's over, go ahead and doing the work at Bangor also and getting those projects done. But like I said, now's the time. I mean, it's a great time. I mean, I think it's a serious need for the city. We're going to get the largest municipality in St. Louis County, and it would be a shame that we wouldn't have outdoor aquatic centers. So I think it's very important. It's important to our swim team. I mean, we have a very competitive swim team here in the city of Florissant, and I mean, they would be forced to use our indoor pool, and I know that that's not really a great option for them, but that would be the only option that the city would have. So is there anything else you can tell us about these bonds, or any other way, any other thing you want to talk about the financing of this at all?
The financing is quite simple. General obligation bonds are probably the one set of bonds that you see most municipalities or school districts or fire districts issue. They're the lowest interest rate bonds because they're backed by property taxes, which are a lot more secure than if it were backed by sales taxes. So this is so general obligation bonds. If you're looking to go the route of probably securing the least interest rate, general obligation bonds are probably what you should be looking at, because the other forms of bonds, they carry a little bit higher interest rate than your general obligation bonds, and that's the beauty of the GO bonds, that they're levied on the property tax owners and the commercial property tax owners.
Very good. Well, Lorenzo, I really appreciate you being here today and taking your time to kind of explain this to us, exactly how this financing would work. And so we appreciate you being here and certainly your support. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, and I'm excited about the issue going back on the ballot in August. From the town hall meetings we had previously over at the two community centers, there seemed to be positive feedback from the residents. So I'm hoping this passes and we can get this project going for the city of Florissant. And being a North County resident, I'm ready to take advantage of it.
I appreciate that, and you're absolutely right. We did. I mean, we had 2 great town hall meetings and well attended, and so we're going to do that again. We're going to have 2 more town hall meetings to discuss this. I know Lorenzo will be there. We're going to have the pool companies there again, and certainly city officials. So the first town hall meeting is going to be Thursday, July 7th. It's going to start at 7 p.m. at the James J. Egan Center. The second one will be Thursday, July 28th, starting at 7 p.m. at the JFK Community Center. I really encourage all our residents to come out and certainly hear what we got to say, understand the issue, and why it's important for the city to have the aquatic centers. Thank you again.
Thanks for having me, Mayor.
We are Florissant Strong. Thank you.